How to instantly see someone's true character. Just look for these signs. Stoic philosophy. In a world where appearances can be deceiving, how can you truly know someone's character? With so many people presenting carefully crafted versions of themselves, it's easy to fall for the charm of words and superficial gestures. But how do you separate the real from the illusion? This is where modern Stoicism steps in. The Stoics, with their timeless wisdom, teach us that true character isn't revealed by what people say, but by what they do, especially when no one is watching. At Stoic in Your Life, we'll explore how to apply Stoic secrets to instantly see beyond the mask and understand a person's true nature. In a world full of facades, Stoicism offers a clearer, more reliable way to assess others, helping you build stronger, more authentic relationships. Join me as we dive into this powerful, Stoic approach to understanding the character of those around you. Signs to know a person's true personality. Number 1. Actions over words. When you're trying to get a sense of someone's true character, what do you typically look for? It's easy to be impressed by someone's words. They might speak with passion, telling you what you want to hear or promise great things. But let's be honest with ourselves. Words can be deceiving. In fact, anyone can say the right things, but it's their actions that reveal their true nature. This is where Stoic philosophy comes in, urging us to value what people do over what they say. After all, what we do when no one is looking speaks volumes about who we are. Think about it. A person can say all the right things, make grand promises, even assure you they'll be there for you. But if their actions don't match those words, what are they really showing you? Their sincerity is compromised. For instance, someone who promises to support you but never actually shows up isn't demonstrating true commitment. They're just talking. On the other hand, a person who helps without expecting recognition, who remains steady and dedicated even in tough situations, is revealing their integrity through consistent actions. It's these actions, no matter how small or unnoticed, that give you a true measure of someone's character. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is consistent and real, not on fleeting words. I want you to think for a moment. Have you ever been let down by someone who had all the right things to say, but when it came time to act, they fell short? That's the danger of relying on words. In modern Stoicism, we learn that actions over words don't just apply to others. It's a principle we should also hold ourselves to. Are you showing up for the people in your life, even when it's inconvenient? Are you doing what you say you'll do, regardless of recognition? This is where the Stoics' wisdom lies. Integrity isn't just about what you say, but about what you consistently do, especially when it's difficult or when nobody's watching. Look closely at how people treat others. How do they behave when they think no one is observing? Are they still respectful? Do they still honor their commitments even in small things? Because that's the true test of character. These actions show not only their values, but their understanding of responsibility, virtue, and loyalty. Think about the people in your life who've stood by you through thick and thin. How did they act when you needed them most? More than likely, it wasn't their words that comforted you. It was their steady presence and the things they did to support you. This is a powerful reminder of what Stoicism teaches, that true character is not built on the promises we make, but on the promises we keep, day in and day out. What we do is what we are, as Marcus Aurelius said. So next time you're trying to assess someone's character, don't just listen to their words. Pay attention to their actions. That's where you'll find the truth. And remember, it's not just about others. What are your actions saying about you? Are you living with the integrity you want to see in the world? Are you a person of your word? If you want to live by the principles of modern Stoicism, this is the challenge you face every day, showing who you really are, not through what you say, but through what you do. And in this process, You'll not only see the true character of others, but you'll reveal your own. Number 2. Analyzing actions in relationships. In both personal and professional relationships, it is common to hear people profess admirable values: honesty, loyalty, teamwork, but it is their actions, not their words, that truly reveal their character. You've probably met someone who talks a lot about teamwork, but never actually lends a hand when it's needed most. This is a clear contradiction between what they say and what they do. On the other hand, think about someone who consistently goes out of their way to help others, even when it's inconvenient or unrecognized. This person is demonstrating the kind of genuine commitment that Stoicism champions. Stoic secrets teach us that integrity is not built through empty promises or grand declarations, but through consistent actions that align with our professed values, especially when the situation calls for sacrifice. In the workplace, for example, it's easy to talk about the importance of teamwork, but true character is shown when someone willingly supports others, even if it costs them something. Similarly, in personal relationships, it's easy to say, "I love you" or "I care," but the true test comes when the going gets tough. Do they show up when you need them? Or are they only around when it's easy and comfortable? A person's consistency, especially during challenging moments, is what separates genuine love and loyalty from superficial affection. A Stoic perspective encourages us to look beyond the surface level of words and focus on actions. As the philosopher Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." Actions speak louder than any declaration. When evaluating someone's character, ask yourself, how do they act when it matters most? When they have nothing to gain, when no one is watching, or when it's uncomfortable? In these moments, you will see their true self. Whether in a friendship or a work environment, it is during these times that the gap between what people say and what they truly believe is most evident. It's crucial to understand that genuine relationships, whether at home, with friends, or at work, are founded not on convenient or easy moments, but on trust built through consistent, reliable actions that align with one's values. It's easy for people to talk about being loyal or caring, but how they act when the stakes are high tells you everything you need to know. Look for the moments when action is needed, when someone could choose to walk away, and see if they stand their ground. This is where true character is tested and revealed, and where Stoic secrets guide us toward making wise decisions about who we allow into our lives. By focusing on these tangible, authentic signs, you'll be able to better understand others, and most importantly, to better align your own actions with your true values, creating relationships grounded in true trust and mutual respect. So next time someone expresses their beliefs, don't just listen to their words. Observe their actions, especially when things get difficult, and you will know the true nature of their character. Number 3. Living according to nature. The Stoic principle of living according to nature emphasizes authenticity, integrity, and alignment between one's words and actions. In Stoicism, true virtue is shown when people align their actions with their inner principles, not just when they are in the spotlight. A person who behaves consistently across different contexts, whether in private, at work, or in social settings, reveals their inner character. This consistency indicates that their actions are a reflection of their core values, rather than being driven by external validation or convenience. For example, someone who treats the janitor with as much respect as they treat the CEO demonstrates integrity and respect for all people, regardless of their status. In contrast, a person who acts differently in private than in public is demonstrating a lack of authenticity and alignment with their true values. The Stoic belief in the unity of all things suggests that one's actions, especially their ability to take responsibility for their commitments, show their true nature. It's in how they honor even small promises, or how they handle their responsibilities, when no recognition is forthcoming, that their character is revealed. Stoicism teaches that authenticity comes from living in alignment with one's values consistently, not just when it's easy or when others are watching. If someone shows you their true character through consistent behavior over time, you can be certain that they are living according to their nature and virtues. To engage with our community, we'd love to hear from you. Comment "I embrace authenticity" below if you believe in the power of living in alignment with your true values, regardless of external validation. Your participation helps us foster a supportive and respectful space where everyone can grow together. Let's build a community grounded in Stoic principles of integrity, consistency, and personal responsibility. Your thoughts matter, and we can all learn from each other as we strive to live more authentically. Number 4. Reactions to criticism. When you encounter someone, their true character is often revealed not through their successes or charm, but through how they handle criticism. This is one of the Stoic secrets to truly understanding the people around you. In Stoic philosophy, criticism is not seen as an attack but as an opportunity, a tool for growth, self-improvement, and personal development. Think about it. When you give someone constructive feedback, do they take a moment to reflect and embrace the possibility of growth? Or do they react defensively, shutting you down or shifting blame? A person's reaction to criticism is a telling sign of whether they are committed to self-awareness and improvement, or whether they are too attached to their ego. In a world where it's easy to take offense, someone who responds with humility, carefully listens, and strives to use feedback to better their actions shows real emotional maturity and resilience, traits that are core to Stoic practice. 4. Instance. Picture a colleague who listens carefully when you offer constructive feedback about their work. They don't get defensive, don't brush it off, but instead, they thank you, reflect on it, and apply it to their next task. That person is not just trying to be better at their job, but they're cultivating the very virtues that the Stoics encouraged: humility, wisdom, and self-discipline. In contrast, when someone dismisses criticism or starts blaming others, they are revealing a lack of self-reflection and an unwillingness to acknowledge their own imperfections. This reaction shows that they are unwilling to face the uncomfortable truth that self-growth requires vulnerability and a recognition of one's flaws. In every relationship, whether it's personal or professional, the way someone handles criticism is like a window into their soul. It's a moment where you can see if they are truly open to the journey of growth, or if they're stuck in the comfort of their own ego. The Stoic response to criticism is not an instant emotional outburst, but a pause, a moment to calmly reflect and then take thoughtful action. It's a practice that helps you align with reason, which is at the heart of Stoic thinking. By learning how to gracefully handle criticism, you open yourself to becoming a better version of yourself. This approach doesn't just improve your character, it builds stronger, more genuine connections with others. So next time you face criticism, take a deep breath. Ask yourself, how can I use this to grow? What can I learn from this feedback? Remember, the way you react can either be a moment of self-improvement or a missed opportunity. The Stoic ideal is to meet challenges, including criticism, with rationality, a desire to learn, and, above all, humility. Through this lens, criticism becomes not something to fear, but something to welcome as part of the path to becoming the best version of yourself. When you embrace this Stoic secret, you gain the power to not only see others more clearly, but to also grow into the person you are meant to be. Number 5. Everyday applications. When it comes to understanding someone's true character, it's easy to get caught up in the big moments, the times when someone does something bold or dramatic. But if you really want to see who someone is, you need to focus on their everyday actions. Stoicism at its core teaches us that every moment is an opportunity to practice virtue, and this couldn't be truer when it comes to evaluating the people around us. It's not the grand gestures, the flashy speeches, or the big promises that reveal someone's true self. It's the little things. Have you ever noticed how the small, seemingly insignificant behaviors of people around you say so much? Someone who shows up on time, listens carefully without interrupting, and honors the little promises they make. These are the actions that give you a real glimpse into their character. I want you to think about it for a moment. How many times have you been impressed by someone who kept their word, even in the smallest of matters? These are the things that reveal discipline, respect, and empathy. This is where modern Stoicism truly comes into play. It's in the subtle, everyday interactions that we get the clearest picture of someone's nature. Think about the last time you were listened to without interruption, when someone really heard you. How did that make you feel? Now imagine if you could do that for others consistently, showing that same level of attention and respect. It's these seemingly simple practices that build stronger, more authentic relationships, whether at work, at home, or in your circle of friends. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." When we embrace this, we open ourselves up to better understanding others, and ourselves too. The truth is, we reveal our character in the most ordinary moments of life, through our habits and decisions. Stoicism teaches that these moments are where virtue lives, and by practicing patience, humility, and courage in even the smallest of actions, we can cultivate a deeper understanding of others' true selves. And as you begin to reflect on your own actions, how you treat people when no one is watching, how you honor your word, and how you engage in the world, you're not just assessing others, you're also building your own character. The next time you want to know if someone is trustworthy, kind, or reliable, don't wait for a crisis or a big moment. Look at their daily behaviors, how they carry themselves in the ordinary, and see if their actions align with their words. This is the essence of Stoic philosophy in modern life. Seeing the true nature of someone not through grand acts, but through the steady rhythm of their daily deeds. By practicing mindfulness and reflection, we can learn to look for the small, but significant signs of virtue, helping us form more authentic connections. Are you paying attention to these moments? Or are you still waiting for something big to reveal someone's character? What would it take for you to start seeing the everyday virtues that truly define someone? Ask yourself, how do your daily actions reflect your own character? To truly understand someone's character, it's important to look beyond words and observe their actions. Whether in personal or professional relationships, how a person reacts to criticism and how they apply Stoic principles in daily life can reveal their true nature. As we've explored these signs, you can now see how they offer deep insight into who someone really is. Developing Stoic virtues to improve character assessment. But how can you develop a deeper ability to evaluate character? It starts with applying Stoic virtues. Let's dive into that now in this section B, where we'll explore how you can use these timeless principles to sharpen your ability to assess character and relationships with greater wisdom. Number 1. Cultivating self-control. In Stoic philosophy, one of the foundational principles is cultivating self-control. The Stoics understood that emotions are a natural part of being human, yet they should never govern our decisions or actions. Instead, we are taught to rise above our impulses and rely on rational thinking to guide our responses. Think about a situation at work where you receive harsh criticism. A typical reaction might be defensiveness or anger, but a Stoic would choose a different path. They would pause, reflect, and respond thoughtfully, not allowing the emotional sting of the feedback to cloud their judgment. This is what Stoic self-control looks like in practice. It's about acting with composure, especially when emotions could easily lead us astray. This emotional detachment doesn't mean ignoring or suppressing your feelings. Rather, it's about taking charge of them so they don't hijack your decision-making. By demonstrating this kind of emotional regulation, a person shows wisdom and resilience, 2 key virtues in Stoicism. This approach allows them to face adversity with a clear mind, thinking through the long-term consequences of their actions rather than reacting impulsively out of frustration or anger. You can see this self-control in those who handle difficult situations with calmness, assessing the reality of the moment instead of reacting emotionally. These individuals not only exhibit personal growth but also give us a clearer window into their character. When you cultivate emotional detachment, you become better at seeing others for who they truly are, unclouded by personal biases or knee-jerk reactions. This allows you to evaluate their character based on the rational actions they take, rather than judging them through the fog of emotional responses. In a world where knee-jerk reactions often dominate, practicing self-control and emotional regulation is one of the Stoic secrets that can help you understand a person's true nature. As you encounter others, pay close attention to how they respond under pressure. A person who has mastered the art of self-control won't be swayed by their emotions in times of crisis. They will approach the challenge with level-headedness and thoughtful analysis. You can observe this by noting whether someone reacts impulsively to frustration or takes a moment to reflect before responding. This reveals much about their character and how they manage their inner world. It's easy to be swept away by emotions when things don't go as planned, but those who follow the Stoic path are always striving for calm, regardless of external circumstances. As modern life pushes us to react quickly, whether it's a stressful work situation, an argument with a friend, or a societal conflict, the ability to remain composed can be a rare and invaluable quality. It's not about avoiding emotions, but about understanding them and keeping them in check, allowing your reason to lead. By embracing this Stoic secret, you'll find that not only will you better understand the true nature of those around you, but you will also strengthen your own character. The next time you find yourself facing a situation where emotions might cloud your judgment, remember that true power lies in controlling them, not in being controlled by them. Number 2, practicing self-reflection. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the rush of life, reacting impulsively without pausing to reflect on our true character. Yet, it is through self-reflection that we truly understand who we are and how we align with our values. Stoic philosophers taught that regular self-reflection is crucial for personal growth and a deeper understanding of our character. By examining our actions, we can assess whether we've acted in line with our principles or let external circumstances dictate our responses. For example, after a difficult interaction, a Stoic would pause and ask, "Did I stay calm or let frustration control me? Did I treat the other person with respect or did my ego take over?" These are questions that reveal where we might need to improve, allowing us to grow in virtue. This reflection isn't about self-criticism, but about understanding ourselves more deeply and identifying areas for growth. It also strengthens our relationships by helping us act in ways that align with our values. In modern Stoicism, journaling is a powerful tool to support self-reflection. Writing down our thoughts and actions helps us understand why we acted the way we did and how we can refine our behavior. Seneca, a key Stoic thinker, once wrote, "A good character is not built in a day. Through regular reflection, we can course-correct and improve our ability to live according to our values." This practice is especially relevant today, offering us a way to realign with our true selves amidst the distractions of the modern world. Self-reflection also enhances our ability to understand others. When we're clear about our own values and actions, we can better evaluate the behavior of others, free from our biases. We become more attuned to qualities like kindness or dishonesty, which becomes easier when we recognize them in ourselves. First, Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This is the essence of Stoicism, becoming the change we seek in the world. Understanding our own character helps us see others more clearly. What's powerful about this practice is that it not only helps us grow internally, but also sharpens our perceptions of others. With self-awareness, we can more accurately judge the people we encounter and form more genuine relationships. We stop letting our egos cloud our judgment and begin to see people for who they truly are. This doesn't mean we stop being empathetic or understanding of others' flaws. Stoicism teaches us to accept imperfection in ourselves and others. However, by practicing reflection, we learn to judge not from emotion or bias but from clarity and virtue. The cycle of reflection, self-awareness, and growth is what makes Stoicism so valuable in today's world. It helps us not only improve our character but also better understand the world around us. Every day offers a new opportunity to reflect, grow, and gain insight into our own character and that of others. By embracing this process, we avoid letting external distractions cloud our judgment of what truly matters. We cultivate the ability to see beyond surface-level traits and understand people for who they really are. When we learn to see ourselves clearly, we begin to see others with equal clarity. We notice the subtle signs of character, good or bad, and gain the wisdom to respond appropriately. In a world that often values superficial traits, this inner clarity becomes a powerful tool for discerning the true nature of those we encounter. The more we practice modern Stoicism, the sharper our vision becomes, not just of ourselves but also of the world around us. Number 3. Understanding virtue's role. To truly understand someone's character, it's essential to grasp the profound role that virtue plays. In Stoic philosophy, virtue is not just an abstract idea. It is the highest good, the foundation of a meaningful life. It guides us to live with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These virtues are more than just words. They serve as benchmarks for evaluating the authenticity of someone's character. Words alone can deceive. Anyone can speak about justice or fairness, but the real test lies in whether their actions truly align with those values. Think about someone who constantly claims to care about justice, yet when a critical decision arises, they choose what benefits them most, at the expense of fairness. This gap between words and actions is a clear sign that their true character is not as virtuous as they claim. Similarly, a person who talks about courage but avoids tough situations, or betrays others when faced with difficulty, shows a stark contradiction to their stated principles. In contrast, someone who consistently acts with courage, even when it's inconvenient or uncomfortable, is living out Stoic virtues in a meaningful way. The Stoics didn't expect anyone to be perfect, but they believed that we should always strive to align our actions with reason and ethical principles, no matter how hard it may be. To see this in action, consider a story of a CEO who publicly promotes fairness and equality, but behind closed doors, makes decisions that benefit the wealthy elite while disregarding the needs of the working class. On the other hand, there's someone without a platform who spends their weekends volunteering at a local food bank, not for praise but because it aligns with their deep-rooted values. The difference in these actions speaks volumes. True character is revealed through the consistency of one's actions, especially when it's difficult. A person whose actions are consistently in line with their stated values, regardless of the situation, demonstrates true integrity. Have you ever caught yourself admiring someone for their words, only to discover later that their actions didn't match? I've certainly been there, and it serves as a crucial reminder to look beyond surface-level words. The Stoic secret is simple. Actions speak louder than words, especially when it comes to virtue. If you assess others through the lens of Stoic virtues, you'll notice that their true character gradually reveals itself in quiet but powerful ways. As you reflect on others, don't forget to look at your own actions. Aligning them with your values is not just the key to personal growth. It's also the best way to recognize authenticity in those around you. You're halfway through this video, and I want to take a moment to congratulate you for your dedication to becoming the best version of yourself. This journey of self-growth is not always easy, but your effort to understand Stoic wisdom is a step in the right direction. Now, I humbly ask for your support by leaving a comment. It truly helps my channel grow and reach more like-minded individuals. If you're unsure what to comment, Just drop actions over words so I know you're with me on this path of self-reflection and growth. And don't forget to subscribe for more insightful content on Stoicism and personal development. Number 4. Fostering empathy in assessments. Have you ever quickly judged someone based on their actions or appearance? It's easy to think we know someone's true character from a single interaction, but Stoicism teaches us to step back and understand others before making any judgments. This doesn't mean ignoring someone's actions or excusing bad behavior. Rather, it's about fostering empathy, which is key to truly understanding others. In today's world, we often judge based on surface-level interactions, but Stoic philosophy pushes us to look deeper. Empathy and compassion aren't just nice traits. They are essential for seeing the full picture of someone's character. Imagine someone who seems cold or distant. Your instinct might be to write them off as rude, but what if they're dealing with struggles you don't see? Perhaps personal hardships or trauma have led them to build a protective wall. Stoic empathy helps us understand the reasons behind their behavior, rather than simply judging it. Empathy means truly listening to others and understanding their struggles. When we see others as people with their own challenges, we connect with them on a deeper level. We realize that we're all interconnected, that each person is on their own journey and their actions reflect their circumstances, not just their character. Think for a moment. When was the last time you judged someone without knowing their story? How did that make you feel afterward? Did you ever consider that your judgment could have been based on incomplete information? Modern Stoicism teaches that empathy isn't just about feeling sorry for others. It's about seeking to understand their experiences and motivations. When you practice empathy, you can see beyond surface behavior and recognize the factors that shape someone's actions. This doesn't excuse harmful actions, but it encourages us to respond with compassion, not judgment. Imagine how much richer your relationships could be if you practiced empathy daily. Instead of jumping to conclusions, take a moment to consider what might be influencing someone's behavior. When you do, you create stronger, more meaningful connections. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." In other words, when others act with cruelty or indifference, our true strength lies in responding with compassion, not resentment. It's easy to fall into judgment, but if we really want to understand others, we need to ask ourselves, what are they going through? Why are they acting this way? And how can we respond with empathy? By embracing empathy in your life, you'll gain a deeper understanding of others and become more self-aware. You'll find that empathy isn't just something you offer others, it's something you offer yourself too. Understanding your own struggles helps you develop patience with yourself. This, in turn, allows you to build relationships grounded in respect, trust, and understanding. So, the next time you encounter someone who seems difficult or unapproachable, take a moment to step back. Try to see things from their perspective. What might they be going through? How can you approach them with kindness rather than judgment? By practicing empathy, you'll not only understand others better, but you'll become more compassionate and understanding yourself. This is the essence of modern Stoicism. Understanding our shared humanity and using empathy to create deeper, more meaningful relationships. Number 5. Applying Stoicism to relationships. Stoic principles provide a strong foundation for building deeper and more authentic relationships. By applying Stoic virtues like respect, honesty, and personal growth in our daily interactions, we move beyond surface-level connections and foster trust. Stoicism teaches us to treat others with fairness, patience, and understanding, creating an environment where genuine relationships can thrive. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." It's not enough to say the right things. It's about embodying the virtues you value consistently. A key Stoic practice in strengthening relationships is reflection. Regularly evaluating our reactions helps us understand our behaviors and identify areas for growth. For instance, if you react defensively in a conversation, reflecting on it can help you respond more thoughtfully next time. This self-awareness leads to more deliberate and empathetic interactions, strengthening your connections. In the professional world, Stoic virtues like wisdom and justice can help navigate challenges. Instead of seeing relationships as competition, Stoicism encourages collaboration. By practicing wisdom, you approach situations with clarity, aiming for the well-being of everyone involved. Justice ensures you treat others fairly, fostering integrity and trust. This creates an environment of respect, even in difficult times, focused on collective solutions rather than personal gain. In personal relationships, Stoicism helps us handle conflict with grace. Virtues like temperance and patience allow us to approach disagreements calmly, without reacting impulsively. By reflecting before responding, we show maturity and respect for the relationship. This approach strengthens bonds and promotes deeper connections. Stoicism also encourages a long-term perspective in relationships. Rather than seeking instant gratification, Stoics focus on steady growth. Building lasting connections requires patience and consistency. As Seneca wisely said, "True love is not about finding someone who makes you happy. It is about finding someone with whom you can grow and build something lasting." The Stoic approach focuses on mutual growth, ensuring relationships endure over time. By embracing Stoic practices, we create relationships that are resilient and meaningful. These relationships are grounded in virtues like empathy, wisdom, and fairness, offering true fulfillment. The Stoic secrets guide us in forming connections that bring out the best in ourselves and others, leading to a life filled with deeper, more authentic relationships. By cultivating self-control, practicing reflection, and embracing empathy, you can refine your understanding of people's true character. Stoic virtues help you see beyond surface-level actions and focus on the deeper moral framework that drives behavior. When you apply Stoicism to relationships, you not only improve your judgment, but also foster deeper, more meaningful connections with others. How to use Stoic principles in everyday interactions. Now let's move forward to section C, where we'll discuss how to use these Stoic principles in your daily interactions, turning wisdom into action that will impact your relationships and personal growth. Stay tuned for some practical Stoic exercises that can help you live a more virtuous life. Let's continue exploring how Stoic wisdom can make your everyday interactions more meaningful and purposeful. You won't want to miss the transformative tools we're about to cover. Number 1. Embracing failure as learning. In modern Stoicism, failure is not something to avoid or fear. It is an essential and inevitable part of life that offers valuable opportunities for growth and personal transformation. Stoicism teaches us that every setback, whether it be in our personal or professional lives, carries with it lessons that can help us become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Instead of viewing failure as a defeat or an obstacle, Stoicism encourages us to embrace it as a natural component of the human experience, one that plays a crucial role in our journey toward wisdom and self-improvement. Consider the example of someone who faces a career setback, such as losing a job. For many, the situation might feel like a devastating blow, a setback that could cause frustration or despair. However, a Stoic approach would see this moment not as an end, but as a chance for reassessment and realignment. Rather than succumbing to the despair of the moment, a Stoic would use this challenge to reflect on their career goals, adjust their plans, and take meaningful action to improve. In this way, failure becomes a catalyst for growth, a new beginning, not a final destination. This shift in mindset is one of the core tenets of Stoicism. Failure is not the opposite of success, but a necessary part of the process. To truly learn from failure, we must develop self-awareness, the ability to recognize our own shortcomings, missteps, or blind spots. It also requires the courage to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves, without excuses, or defensiveness. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely stated, "It's not what happens to you but how you react to it that matters." In this regard, it's our reactions, our ability to rise above adversity, that shape our growth, not the failures themselves. By embracing failure in this way, we not only improve our resilience, but also deepen our sense of purpose and direction. We are reminded that each failure, no matter how painful, holds within it a seed of transformation. In fact, it is often through our most difficult experiences that we gain the clarity, wisdom, and strength needed to move forward. Every setback, every failure, is an opportunity to realign our actions with our deepest values, ensuring that we remain true to our goals and ideals. In adopting this Stoic attitude toward failure, we begin to view each challenge as a stepping stone, an opportunity to learn, adapt, and grow. The lessons gained from failure are often the most transformative, shaping our character and strengthening our resolve. This mindset empowers us to keep moving forward, no matter how difficult life may become, because we understand that our failures are not marks of weakness but rather essential moments in our personal evolution. By embracing failure as part of the process, we cultivate the resilience necessary to navigate the complexities of modern life. Stoicism teaches us that failure is not a barrier to success. Rather, it is a necessary part of the journey that helps us grow and evolve. In today's fast-paced and ever-changing world, adaptability, resilience, and a clear sense of purpose are more important than ever. The Stoic approach to failure offers us a practical and powerful guide for living with greater strength, clarity, and inner peace. Through this philosophy, we learn that failure is not something to fear, but a profound opportunity to become the best version of ourselves. Number 2, handling commitments with integrity. Have you ever witnessed someone stumble, only to rise up stronger and more determined than before? If so, you've caught a glimpse of a powerful Stoic secret. How true character is revealed not in avoiding failure, but in how one handles it. In Stoicism, failure isn't a defeat, it's a lesson. When you fail, you don't see it as an end, but as a signpost, showing you where you can grow, adapt, and strengthen your character. Think about it. If you set out on a journey and miss your destination, you don't abandon the path. You recalibrate, learn from the detours, and continue forward with better knowledge. Stoics understand that setbacks are a natural part of life. They teach us not to hide from failure, but to embrace it as an opportunity for improvement. This mindset isn't just about acknowledging failure, it's about using it to fuel personal growth. Consider an entrepreneur whose startup doesn't take off as planned. A Stoic approach would be to reflect on what went wrong, not to dwell in regret, but to extract valuable lessons from the experience. Rather than spiraling into self-doubt, they would analyze the situation with clear eyes, identifying what could be done better in future ventures. Failure is not seen as something to fear, but something to learn from, something that helps you fine-tune your actions and align more closely with your values. This is a Stoic secret that empowers you to remain resilient and graceful in the face of adversity. It's not the setback that defines you, it's how you choose to recover. When others fail, we can show compassion and support instead of judgment. This perspective transforms the way you view challenges, not only for yourself, but also for those around you. Imagine a colleague who makes a mistake at work. Instead of criticizing them, you offer help to get them back on track. You understand that failure is a teacher, and the real measure of someone's character lies in how they learn from it. This ability to recover and adapt is where true growth lies. How do you approach your own failures? Do you let them define you, or do you use them to propel yourself forward? In every failure lies an opportunity to reflect, learn, and evolve. Stoicism teaches us to handle commitments with integrity, knowing that setbacks are part of the journey and can lead to greater wisdom and strength. If you adopt this mindset, you will start to see challenges as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. And as you do, you'll notice that your resilience grows, your patience deepens, and your ability to learn from every experience strengthens. So when life throws a curveball, remember, it's not about avoiding failure, but about how you handle it. Do you see it as an obstacle or as a valuable lesson that helps you grow? Through this shift in perspective, you unlock the wisdom and resilience that Stoics valued, and you align more closely with your true character. Number 3. Staying calm in social situations. Have you ever found yourself in a heated conversation, emotions running high, maybe even on the brink of saying something you would regret? It's all too easy to get swept up in those moments, especially in today's fast-paced world where social pressures can trigger impulsive reactions. But what if I told you that the true measure of someone's character isn't revealed in how they react to everyday situations, but in how they stay calm when everything around them is chaotic? Modern Stoicism, a philosophy that's as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago, teaches us that the key to navigating social interactions lies in maintaining our inner calm. Imagine this. You're in a tense situation, maybe at work or in a heated discussion with a friend, and emotions start to flare. The Stoic approach? You pause, you take a deep breath, you hold off on reacting impulsively, and in that pause, you're given a moment to respond thoughtfully, instead of reacting out of anger, frustration, or fear. This isn't easy, I know. It takes practice. But when you choose to respond from a place of reason rather than from raw emotion, you gain clarity. You start to see things more objectively. Have you ever noticed how quickly a situation can escalate when someone responds in anger or frustration? It's like feeding a fire. But when someone, like a true Stoic, remains composed, that calmness can shift the entire dynamic of the conversation. You've probably seen it in action. Someone who stays level-headed under pressure not only handles the situation better, but also brings a sense of respect and stability to the table. It's almost like the chaos doesn't even affect them. Wealth consists not in having great possessions but in having few wants, said Epictetus, one of the great Stoics. What he's really pointing to here is the ability to remain calm in the face of adversity, to not let external circumstances dictate our emotional state. In a social setting, people who maintain their composure show emotional maturity, self-control, and wisdom, virtues that are at the very heart of Stoic philosophy. This is the power of emotional regulation. When you learn to manage your emotions, you not only improve the way you interact with others but also sharpen your ability to assess their behavior, without judgment clouded by your own reactions. It's easy to misjudge someone when we're reacting emotionally, but when we step back, when we choose to be calm, we can better understand the intentions and character of the people around us. So how do you respond in those tense moments? Do you get swept up in the emotions of the situation, or do you take that pause to regain your clarity and composure? Think about how much more effective your conversations would be if you responded thoughtfully instead of emotionally. And what if you could see beyond the surface of people's reactions to truly understand their character? He who is brave is free, Seneca reminds us, encouraging us to embrace calmness in challenging situations. By practicing the Stoic art of staying calm in social situations, you not only improve your own emotional regulation, but also cultivate stronger, more resilient relationships. The next time you find yourself in a tough conversation or social situation, remember that it's not the loudest or most dramatic response that speaks volumes about someone's character. It's their ability to remain calm, composed, and wise. This is the true strength of modern Stoicism in action. The power to navigate social situations with ease and wisdom, treating others with respect, and building relationships based on genuine understanding. Are you ready to take that pause and respond with clarity, rather than reacting in the heat of the moment? What kind of difference do you think it would make in your life if you embrace this calmness. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Before we move on to the next insightful topic, I just want to take a moment to genuinely appreciate your presence. Perhaps you've been in those tense moments where emotions ran high, or maybe you have your own unique ways of staying calm in chaotic social situations. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to comment below with a short slogan that helps you stay composed, like, "Stay calm, stay wise." Alternatively, share how you personally navigate those emotionally charged situations. Your input not only helps us grow as a community, but it also motivates us to keep delivering content that resonates with you. Now let's dive into the next lesson. Number 4, building virtuous connections. One of the most profound aspects of Stoic philosophy is the emphasis on building virtuous connections with others. At the heart of Stoicism lies the idea that true fulfillment comes not from material wealth or fleeting pleasures, but from relationships grounded in shared virtues such as justice, wisdom, courage, and temperance. These virtues act as the bedrock for meaningful relationships, whether they are in the form of friendships, family bonds, or professional connections. A Stoic individual understands that to build lasting, deep relationships, it is essential to focus on mutual respect and trust. For instance, a person who practices justice doesn't treat others with fairness only when it benefits them, but upholds fairness even when there's no immediate reward or recognition. Similarly, someone embodying wisdom approaches relationships with thoughtfulness, making decisions with clarity and understanding, always considering the well-being of others. These Stoic virtues, when cultivated, form a foundation where relationships can not only survive but thrive, growing stronger over time. In today's world, where social media and external appearances often take center stage, Stoicism teaches us to look beyond superficial traits and focus on what truly matters: the deeper qualities of character. Consistency, authenticity, and moral strength are the true indicators of someone's character. These are the traits that ensure relationships endure, as they are built on a solid foundation of integrity and genuine care, not the shifting sands of external success or image. Stoicism reminds us that, whether in the workplace, friendships, or romantic relationships, we should aim to seek connections that will challenge us to live virtuously and push us toward personal growth. At the same time, we should be offering the same support and encouragement to others. When you prioritize these Stoic principles in your relationships, you not only develop stronger connections but also contribute to creating a community grounded in mutual respect and understanding. These Stoic secrets will guide you toward deeper, more fulfilling interactions, allowing you to surround yourself with people who challenge and inspire you to be your best self. Today, it's easy to become distracted by the shallow nature of modern social dynamics. But by practicing Stoicism, you can ensure that your connections are authentic, grounded, and aligned with the highest ideals of virtue. Number 5. Practical Stoic exercises. In today's world, it's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of daily life, reacting impulsively to situations and losing sight of the deeper connections we seek with others. Yet, Stoic philosophy offers us practical exercises that not only strengthen our ability to understand ourselves, but also help us truly see the character of those around us. One of the most powerful tools in modern Stoicism is journaling. By regularly writing down our thoughts and reflecting on our actions, we gain clarity about how we respond to challenges, and more importantly, we can see where we might need to grow. For example, after a stressful encounter, taking a moment to reflect on how we behaved. Did we act with patience, or did our emotions take control? Allows us to identify areas of improvement. As Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This insight reveals that by facing our own challenges head-on and reflecting on them, we can transform obstacles into opportunities for growth. Another Stoic practice that has profound implications for how we engage with others is visualization. This exercise involves mentally preparing for potential challenges before they happen, imagining how we might face difficult situations with patience, wisdom, and composure. Whether we are preparing for a tough conversation or anticipating a stressful workday, this exercise helps us stay calm and deliberate, even when emotions run high. Visualizing a challenging encounter and rehearsing a measured response ensures that we don't act impulsively, but instead respond thoughtfully. It's about anticipating what might arise and being ready to meet it with the serenity that Stoicism teaches. This kind of mental preparation becomes invaluable in understanding others because, when we are calm, we are more attuned to their true character, rather than reacting to their behavior with emotional bias. Additionally, Stoic exercises such as practicing gratitude and focusing on the present moment play a key role in sharpening our perceptions of others. In a world where we are often distracted by what we don't have, taking the time to appreciate the present moment helps us stay grounded. When we practice gratitude, we foster an appreciation for the simple things in life, the relationships we share, the health we enjoy, and the small acts of kindness we encounter every day. This appreciation for the present moment shifts our focus away from external worries and makes us more mindful of the people around us. As we become more attuned to the goodness in our own lives, we develop a deeper understanding of others and their actions. This practice cultivates an environment where we can more clearly see people for who they truly are, rather than being clouded by our assumptions or expectations. The core of Stoicism is about living virtuously, and these exercises are tools that help us align our lives with this ideal. Regular reflection, mental preparation, and mindfulness create a clear, balanced approach to life, one that isn't shaken by external circumstances, but is guided by inner virtue. By applying these Stoic practices, we don't just grow individually. We build stronger, more authentic relationships with those around us. We learn to see beyond surface-level behaviors and assess people's true character with greater accuracy. In doing so, we live in harmony with others and develop a deeper, more meaningful connection with the world. In modern Stoicism, these practical exercises help us understand that our true strength lies not in reacting to the world around us, but in maintaining control over how we respond. Journaling, visualization, gratitude, and presence are not just abstract concepts, but actionable tools that allow us to navigate life with clarity and purpose. By committing to these practices, we don't merely endure life's challenges. We embrace them, knowing that they are the means through which we refine our character. This approach allows us to cultivate relationships rooted in mutual respect and understanding, ultimately leading to a more harmonious and fulfilling life. If you've made it this far in the video, I encourage you to leave a comment with the phrase Stoic practice below. It's a great way to show that you're truly applying the Stoic lessons into your daily life. Take a moment to reflect and share your thoughts. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and I hope that these Stoic exercises will help you build calm, patience, and wisdom in all situations, leading to more meaningful relationships and a more fulfilling life. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into Stoic philosophy and how to assess someone's true character. By focusing on actions over words, cultivating virtues like wisdom and justice, and embracing the Stoic secrets of emotional detachment and empathy, we gain a clearer understanding of the people around us. Modern Stoicism teaches us that true character is revealed in consistent actions, especially during challenging moments. As we apply these principles, we create stronger, more authentic relationships based on trust, integrity, and respect. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Stoic in Your Life so you don't miss out on our future videos. Hit the notification bell to stay updated with more content on how Stoicism can enrich your life. Keep reflecting, keep growing, and keep practicing the Stoic virtues, because the journey towards greater wisdom and stronger connections is one worth taking. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.